fam, it's your girl Mrs. Tony 2 times, and I'm back with another video. In this episode of Hood Tales, I'll be taking it to East Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to talk about the case of a young girl who tragically lost her life after a grown woman got her involved in her messy love triangle drama. But before we get into this video, welcome if you're new here to our channel, and welcome back to all of our subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so and join the 2times family. Go ahead and click that notification bell to get notified every time we upload. If you're rocking with the content, don't forget to hit that like button. Feel free to share this video. Make sure you watch until the end to hear the full story. Everything in this video is alleged. All parties involved are innocent until proven guilty. All right, let's jump right into it. Cedrica Lee was a 6th grader heading to 7th grade at Park Forest Middle School in Baton Rouge. On Saturday, May 13th, 2023, 12-year-old Cedrica was dropped off to get her hair braided at an unidentified woman's house on Forest Grove Avenue in the Central Woods neighborhood in the central area of East Baton Rouge. While at the woman's house, Cedrica was hanging out with a group of her friends. That afternoon, a 33-year-old woman identified as Cedrica Haley came by the residence where Cedrica was with her friends. Cedrica told an adult in charge that she was taking Cedrica and 2 other juvenile girls to a nearby store. The girls got into Cedrica's 2011 Mazda CX-9 and took off. People who saw Cedrica in the neighborhood say she noticed her ex-boyfriend, 37-year-old Patrick Johnson, and his current girlfriend, 26-year-old Esther Williams, who was pregnant, drive past her on Forest Grove Avenue. According to the bystanders, that led Cedrica to follow the couple to the store. Once Cedrica, and the 2 other girls got to the store, Cedrica did not get out of the car, but allowed the girls to enter the store behind her ex-boyfriend Patrick and his girlfriend Esther. After they left the store, Cedrica drove directly over to the house on the 14,700 block of Forest Grove Avenue, where Patrick and Esther were living, and instructed the girls to knock on the front door. It was around 6 p.m., and Cedrica was parked across the street in another person's driveway. 2 of the girls got out of the car and started to walk towards the front door of the house Patrick and Esther were in. But they ran back to Cedrica's car after they saw the doorknob turning. As the girls were running, Esther opened the door, took a weapon out of her fanny pack, and fired once towards Cedrica's Mazda. That one shot struck 12-year-old Cedrica. Everyone at the scene began screaming. Esther dropped the weapon. Then her boyfriend Patrick picked it up. Esther and Patrick went back inside their residence and left a short while later in a Chevy Colorado truck. East Baton Rouge deputies responded to the incident around 6:30 p.m. They found 12-year-old Cedrica Lee lying in the driveway. She was sadly pronounced gone at the scene. Deputies later caught up to Esther and Patrick during a traffic stop, and both were arrested and taken in for questioning. Deputies recovered the weapon used in the incident after it was surrendered by Patrick's brother. During her statement to police, Esther told officers that she and Cedrica had a long-standing feud after Cedrica found out they were both dating Patrick at the same time. Esther said when Cedrica found out, she began harassing her whenever she visited Patrick on Forest Grove Avenue. She told detectives that Cedrica would pop up frequently, barging into the house uninvited, or would bang on the door. Esther went on to say that she and Gentria had settled their differences a month prior to the incident, when they both agreed to stop seeing Patrick. But Gentria found out that Esther was pregnant with Patrick's child, and she became angry. During the interview, Esther told police on the day of the incident it all began when she and Patrick went to the store earlier that evening. Esther told detectives that Gentria started following them that day, and Gentria sent her a text calling her a fool. After repeated texts, Esther said she blocked her number. Esther said she saw Gentria with the girls in her car and believed the three girls were following her and Patrick through the store and laughing at them. Investigators determined that one of the girls took a picture of the couple while in the store. Esther said Gentria followed them home. Esther said the three young girls were bouncing up and down when the Mazda pulled up next to them. After Patrick and her returned to his place, Esther said she saw people walking up while Gentria honked her horn from across the way. Esther then went on to tell detectives that she thought they were trying to harass her and she was tired of the harassment, so she went outside and fired her weapon. She didn't know that anyone was hit until she heard screaming. She said she didn't know anyone in the car but Gentria. Cedrica didn't have any kind of relationship with Gentria or Esther. She was simply hanging out with her friends from the neighborhood when she went to the store with them, and sadly got caught up in grown folks' drama that had nothing to do with her. Esther was charged with first-degree hit and 3 counts of attempted hit. She is being held in jail without bond. Patrick was charged with 4 counts of accessory after the fact, and his bond was set at $350,000. Gentria was later arrested and charged with contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile, disturbing the peace, stalking, and criminal trespass. Esther Williams, Patrick Johnson, and Gentria Haley are innocent until proven guilty. Cedrica's mother spoke of the pain of losing her baby girl. She described her as her growing flower that was growing so beautifully and ended up getting cut off. Cedrica was described as a strong young lady. She was so young and had her whole life ahead of her. Her mother hoped for justice for Cedrica, affectionately known as Fat Mama to those who loved her. She also hoped for a better future for the youth of her community so that they would not be subjected to this kind of outcome, and prayed for the parents as well. She said God gives her the strength to keep going. May Cedrica Lee continue to rest in peace. My deepest condolences to her family and loved ones. Cedrica lost her life all over nonsense. A grown woman, 33 years old, commissioned children to get involved in her mess. She should be teaching these girls wisdom at her age. She should have been pouring life into the young girls, not putting them in a position to lose their lives. She brought Cedrica, a child she didn't even know, into the situation. Grown folks' business she had nothing to do with. As a 12-year-old, I'm pretty sure all Cedrica thought was happening was going to the store and hanging out with her friends. At 12, that's what 12-year-olds do. She would not have been able to gauge the caliber of how far the situation could have gone. It's so sad when you have grown folks acting like children and putting them in harm's way. Anything could happen when you pull up on someone. You never know what people are capable of doing and how people are going to react after being repeatedly harassed. That lady should have handled her own business. If you're mad, be mad by yourself. Fight your own battles. Take it up with the man who chose to lead you on to believe you were the only one. Or simply just move on with your life. You see where anger, jealousy, and rage gets you? It's never worth it. Now an innocent child had to pay the ultimate price. This situation is messy, and baby girl didn't deserve for her life to be taken. It's just sad. Fam, tell me your thoughts on this tragic story in the comments below. All right, fam, that's it for this episode of Hood Tales. Thank you all so much for watching and making it to the end. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 Times, and I'm out.